Hi, everybody, and welcome back. I am Danny Sanger, the Clarity, Alignment, and Confidence Coach to celebrities such as actors, actresses, TV presenters, through to sports professionals and ultra high net worth individuals and their respective families. This is going to be my last video in the series, and I wish to just close out with some thank yous and then to move on with sharing some key messaging that I hope has come through as part of the series of videos that I've been sharing so far, and then to essentially close out and maybe share some ideas of what I have for subsequent series of videos to come. So let's firstly begin with the thank yous. So I am very grateful for a huge number of individuals, from my immediate family through to then my social friends, family, and network of peers, etc., who have provided me with a huge amount of support for what has been my maiden YouTube series, and something for me as an individual very much outside of my comfort zone. So stretched me, and I'm very glad to have been stretched in this way, and for me to be able to continue doing this on an ongoing basis. So very much thank you for everyone who has subscribed to the channel itself, for having then watched my videos, provided commentary, not necessarily just online via YouTube, but most of that commentary being directly over the phone or in person on a one-to-one basis. So I'm really glad, and I'm actually very humbled to have received that level of support from everybody around me. So thank you ever so much for everyone for doing so and for encouraging me to continue doing these series on an ongoing basis. In terms of what we've been sharing over the course of the series itself, so if I can just provide a summary of that, I've been sharing with yourselves first of all, an introduction video, which gave you an overview of what to expect from the series itself. I then moved on to explain who I coach and how I ended up landing with coaching these specific types of individuals. I then moved on to provide what was then a high-level overview of how my coaching approach has been tweaked or tailored so that it actually accommodates the specific circumstances that are typical with the types of individuals that I've been coaching. And then I went on to the more specifics, beginning firstly with sports professionals. Then I talked about celebrities and their specific types of challenges and experiences that they encounter during their successes. And then lastly, I talked about the ultra high net worth individuals and their respective families and the types of issues or challenges that they would typically experience within their worlds. And then more recently, in my previous video, I honed in and talked specifically about my Artemic method and the various programs that shoot off of that methodology. And that has been the series of videos, and I'm actually really surprised that that's, in essence, including today's video, that's 8 videos. So that equates to 4 months worth of sharing content with you all. So it's amazing to just reflect on the fact that this has been going on for such a long time. And again, very humbling that I've come a long way in my own journey, and essentially starting this journey of sharing valuable, what I hope to be valuable content with yourselves on an ongoing basis. So that's the summary of what we've been sharing, what I've been sharing with yourselves along the way up until now. And now in terms of my key messaging that I want to share with you all. So what I'm hoping has come through implicitly, if not explicitly, during the course of the individual videos I've been sharing, is that with the types of clients that I've been supporting as part of my coaching journey with them, I hope you're realizing that although they have their uniquenesses, as we all do to some extent, they are at that very basic base level human beings, just the same as the rest of us. And I hope that with me sharing the types of challenges that they typically go through, we are aware that they have the similar types of challenges that we all do, and hence that feeling of they are no different to the rest of us in that respect. But also to hopefully show some empathy and compassion for them when it comes to their specific circumstances and how those simple, ordinary challenges that we all face become a lot more difficult for them to overcome, given their set of circumstances, and more than anything else, that public spotlight that's constantly shining down on them and giving them that additional level of complexity to whatever it is that they're trying to deal with and overcome. And I'd like to think that, and with that key messaging and that empathy and compassion that we can share or provide more of when it comes to their individual circumstances that we often don't get to see until they blow up in the media, is to then hopefully refrain from doing the usual knee-jerk reactions that a lot of us tend to do, where we are often very quick to judge or provide our specific feedback and opinions, and to maybe just sort of hold back and let them get on with dealing with what they're trying to deal with and overcome those issues and challenges without us adding that additional level of noise through the social media platforms we have access to. More often than not, and as unfortunately we'll all have known by now, with specific celebrities along the way, we've had casualties who have unfortunately not been able to overcome what might have been a relatively simple underlying issue that they wished to have resolved behind closed doors. But it's not necessarily the issue itself that's tipped them over the edge, so to speak. It's actually been the social media that they've experienced as a result of that particular issue coming to the forefront, etc. So I'd like to think that we can have a lot more compassion and empathy and understand that everyone is a human being at the very sort of foundation level, and that with that in mind, we're not so quick to judge and to criticize, etc. So I know there's a bit of a what can I say? It's a bit of a preach on my part, but given that I've been working with some of these individuals very closely, and I can get to see firsthand how ordinary they really are, and I've got that understanding of everyone's map of the world being very unique and everyone being very different as a result of that, with regards to how they deal with certain circumstances, or specifically the type of lives that they live, or we all live. They are all unique in their own ways. So that was part of the key messaging I wanted to share, that hopefully has been presented across the series of videos. And with that, I'd like to close out now again, just to quickly say thank you once again for everybody that's provided the support that they have done up until now. This is hopefully just a very quick short video to close this series out. And as I did hint on at the beginning of this video, I do look to share some subsequent series that I am thinking through at the moment and planning. There are two concepts that I've got in mind. I might parallel run those series if I feel that that's the right thing to do. But essentially, over the coming weeks, I'll be hopefully launching at least one of those series and sharing some more specific content around the coaching piece with you as part of that series. So do watch this space. If you haven't done already, please do subscribe to the channel itself. And if you hit the notifications icon, so it's a bell icon graphic somewhere on the screen in YouTube, that will give you notifications for any subsequent videos. And in essence, then the new series that I'll be launching, you'll have that notification come through. So please do click on that icon so you get the notifications. But other than that, I again warmly thank you all for your continued support, and I do look forward to sharing a subsequent series with you all in due course. Until then, all the very best, take care, and see you soon. Bye-bye.